Hey everyone, Carl Jones and Erynn Marshall here with a new mandolin installment for all our Patreon supporters. We sure appreciate that.
Woohoo!
And we're wearing our new Dittyville caps, and we feel better as a result of that. And we're going to feel better playing this tune of Erynn's called Turkey Scratch, a nice three-part A tune. And the mandolin and fiddle is a great combination, and we're going to let you hear that right now. And I'll do some chords and the melody, and then I'll teach a little bit of both, and I hope you enjoy. That's a lot of fun. That's a great tune, Erynn. Thanks for playing with us.
Certainly, and one of the things I think is really great about what Carl does on the mandolin is he goes seamlessly between melody, harmony, and the chords, and so I hope you'll enjoy learning all those things. And yeah, steal his licks.
Okay, well.
Thanks for playing Turkey Scratch.
Yeah, our pleasure. Thanks for playing. I'll try to navigate that melody and some of the chords there, and I think you'll enjoy putting it in your repertoire. And make sure you go back and play along with Erynn's fiddle video. I think you'll with the guitar, and that's a lot of fun. You'll be putting the mandolin in there, and gives you some. You can experiment with the rhythm that the guitar's doing and follow along and see what happens. Just kind of let things happen naturally there. So I'm starting out just to play my A chord. I'm borrowing just a bar shape in the bass there. It gives you a nice little droney, what I call a straight slant. You got the root in the bottom there, so we'll use that a lot. What I'll do is play the melody first of each part, and then we'll go back and visit the chords for a few minutes, and then I'll play the melody again of each part. So, and I'll try to get some of the nuances in there. The fiddle can be, we have frets, so the fiddle can be a little more bluesy and slidey because they're not limited by the fret. The frets are a little more, exacting, and the lack of frets you can get bluesier and kind of cooler slidey sounds, but we can slide some too. Let's just start out with the first phrase is really like a boogie woogie. It's just it's really going right up an A arpeggio and climbs on up to the bluesy G and goes back the way it started. So let's just try that a few times. First phrase of Turkey Scratch, first part. 1, 2, here we go. Back the way you came. One more time now. Then you go a half step to the D note, and we're going to climb up just to an arpeggio and back down to that A sound in that first phrase. So let me just do those two together. 1, 2, here we go. Bluesy, back the way you came, half step, D pause, arpeggio, and back to A. We're going to climb up Same way. And again, back to that D. This time, though, we're going to go down to a G and an E. And that's almost halfway through the first part. So that's maybe easier than we thought. So let's try it again. 1, 2, here we go. Bluesy. Back the way, half step, 5th fret, D arpeggio, wait. And back to the first phrase. Half step to 5. This time, keep going down to that 5 and 2 on the 3rd string, a G and an E. And we keep going, that's halfway through. This time we go to 5, 1st string, 2nd fret with a pause. And she does a little flutter there, I think. And then we're back to that arpeggio D. A little different. So let me do that 2nd time through there. To that flutter. 5, 2, flutter, 2 and 3. Open. And back to what we had. This time a little E note. And down to the G and E. So that's the whole first part. One more time. Halfway. Flutter. Great. Now this is a fun part. You get to kind of stay in one little place there. And we're going from the 4th fret to the 5th and then the A string. Just like F sharp, G, and A. Twice. Down to that. Let's try that a few times. I might catch that low bar from there. And that's a D chord sound for the backup to an A. So you got D chord to an A chord. Then we get to slide on the 2nd string. I'm going to slide maybe from 4, and the fingering varies which finger you want to use. I might use 2, or sometimes I like to use 1 or 2 to get a big slide. My fingers are stronger there, I guess. You might use your 3rd finger. And we're going to get that unison slide. It's the same note on 2 strings. 7 below an open string. If you have an open string, in this case I'm on the 2nd string, is a unison for E. Then we work a little. So here's that. Start of the 2nd part. 2, slide, unison. Work the 1st string, and you got a nice D chord. And we're going now. Something like that. A nice little scale passage. So you have that twice. A sound, 2nd string slide, unison, high strings, and a D chord. And you work that high string. And a lot of musicians will put a high note. You'll hear that note. Sometimes they might flat it. So listen to what the fiddler's doing and follow suit. That's the 2nd part. One more time. Now we're ready for the 3rd part. And this is a nice part. It just bounces that 4 and open on the 3rd string. F sharp. Down to 2. It does it again. Up to the 7th. I might slide there again. Does it again, bounce and 2, bounce and 7. You got it. So that's a nice, easy going 3rd part. So you bounce 4 and open to the 2, bounce to 7, slide, bounce and down to 4, 2, and get that bar A halfway through. And then the scale work. And then repeat it one last time. all three parts. D chord, high strings. And this is that third part, working that bounce to the 2 and the 7. And down to the low bar. And repeat that. Middle strings. So we're going to start right there for our chords. We'll work the low strings for a couple of the parts and the middle strings for one part. We'll kind of decide as we go. So I'm just going to do that bar for A, that boogie woogie, and the D I'm going to just get the 4th fret on the 3rd string and keep that low 2nd. So try that a couple times. A, bar, 2, and get that D. So the melody starts, and now let's do an open G and get maybe the 4th fret for some movement. A long reach, I'd call it. A, and the D the second time. This time we're going to go up to the 4th fret and go walk up and get an F sharp minor. So short reach is 6 and 4 using my 1st and 2nd finger. And then we want a G. You could just scoot that down a half step, but I think I want to go to just the octave and get a little movement on the high string there. So here's what I got for the whole halfway through the first part. Bar 2, 4th fret on the 3rd, D chord, back to the bar 2. I'm going to go open G and get the 4th fret for some movement. Low, start again, get the 4th fret, walk the bass up, 4, 5, 6, short reach, 6 and 4, and a half step to G octave, open. One more time. That's the first part. Nice. Bar 2. Walk the bass up after G. 4th fret. A. Here's that F sharp. Okay, cool. Now the second part, let's go ahead and stay on the low strings and go down this bar 7. Remember G opens, so G to A is a whole step. Remember B to C and E to F are half steps. So all these 2-string chord shapes are movable. You just have to remember an open string in a shape has to be fretted if you move it, to a higher position. So I'm going up to bar 7, and remember that the 7th fret's the same as your middle string's open. You always got the next string, your tuning checkpoint, right? So, but I like the sound of those low strings. We're going to bar 7 for it's going to go D back to A, back to D, D A to a G, G E. A. Lovely lyrics. I love the words of this song. So it's going to be 7, 7, and then we're going to lower that bass to a 6 and 7, and I'm doing a short reach. And notice your hand and arm and elbows, you can kind of shift. So bar 7 to a small slant 6. And you stay there. We're going to go back to that bar 7. And now we're going to go from that bar 7 back to the A, 6 fret small slant, and then it goes from there down to the G, a whole step lower. And then we're going to do that to a short reach E, a whole step below that F sharp. And bar 2. That's really nice. So I'll do that again. Second part. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da, small slant. Stay there. And back to bar 7. Stay there. Bar 7, small slant 6. Stay there. Hit that. And down a whole step to small slant 4, G. Hit that again. Short reach E. And bar. I'll do it without talking. Second part though. the third part we'll do on the same territory as where it sort of happens, just for fun. So we're going to go 4. It's about D, quick change. D to A, D to A, D back to A, D, A, D, and it goes to that G, E at the end. So it's D. I'm going 4 and 2 on the third string. 3 times, longer. And we'll go back again. And go up to that the middle reach, 7, 4, and then down to a G, a whole step lower, 5 and 2, and an E bar, middle strings, low. So let's see if that works. 4 and 2, so you got the D, up to that. I think that works. The middle reach, 7, and then G, E, A. Right, cool. So I think you'll find, just gravitate around, try the different string sets. The high strings will sound nice too. Those shapes, we'll get into more of that. I apply those all the time, as you know. But mainly enjoy playing along with the fiddle video. I think you'll enjoy that. And just, you'll find, just playing those chord exercises, it sounds pretty good. It might lead you to make up your own tune there. So that's nothing wrong with that. Feel free to noodle and just do it. If you repeat it, you got a part of a tune, and give it a name, and you're on your way, right? So do a noodle, repeat it, give it a name, and the rest is geography, as Johnny Gimble used to say. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in and your support. We really appreciate it. And enjoy your mandolin.